Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're taking another look here at Bitcoin, helping understand the best practice and big picture, obviously. And what we want to look at is a handful of things. We're going to take a look at some back-end stuff here with High Block Capital, as well as just understanding generally, what is going to happen next based on larger time frames, because we saw a very significant push last night to break that resistance level, got rejected, but it was a very interesting manipulation. And I hate to even label it as that because it just kind of seems like a cop-out, but for lack of better terms, there was a significant amount of increase last night in a short amount of time. This caused a very strong ripple in the market, and it was fairly unnecessary. Again, these things happen a lot, don't get me wrong, but this was an obvious target here to trigger all the stop losses at 29,000 and then just turned around and sold right off. So somebody's laughing all the way to the bank where everyone else is just kind of wondering what the heck happened. Okay, so that's cryptocurrency for you. You kind of got to get used to it. It's the wild west of crypto. And we actually have a joke in our community about this and just how ridiculous it can be, just based on the simple fact that it can get a little out of hand, right? So if you take a quick look here, it's kind of makes me laugh. We got like a way to describe it. It's like completely nonsense, like what the heck's going on? Just completely ridiculous. But again, that's just me personally thinking outside the box there, or thinking out loud more so. But don't get me wrong, there's plenty of profit to be made. Every single signal that I sent out yesterday was a very, very strong gain for the community members. While some of my triggers didn't hit quite as well as we wanted to, those who got in got out and had some very healthy trades. So again, keep up the good work, everyone. Very happy with your success. Absolutely, that's what we're all here for, is to band together and work together. And if, again, you want to become a better trader, CryptoCash.tech is a site. Of course, I have a Trading Academy community and Signal group where you can learn and grow together. So here's the thing with Bitcoin we want to kind of start with first. Let's go ahead and look at the monthly, because this was something I mentioned earlier. We're trying to close above 70 on the RSI, or sorry, 50 on the RSI here on the monthly. It's having difficulty doing that because we're getting stopped out right at that specific point. But generally speaking, we have some significant convergence here that's forming. So in the next couple of months, we could very well see the price action continue higher with that momentum. So this does seem like, it does feel like the bottom is in somewhere in the range of about 22,000, and it's safe to presume that the price may continue higher from here. Again, we might see a sell-off depending on the situation to retrace and or retest these levels here at 25,300, and of course even lower at 24, possibly even 22. But once again, for the most part, we have a lot of volume at this current price point, and that's a positive sign. So on the weekly, another thing to recognize too is that we are, there was moving averages here. We are above the 200-day SMA, working itself out at about the 24,500 mark. That is really important to have that foundation. So with the price being above that level, if it were to pull back, getting a pullback to that 25,500 range would make sense, but it would make sense for it to bounce off that level too, right? So again, I think we have some decent amount of support there at that range, which is nice. All three moving averages on the daily, they're looking good as well. We also have the price staying above 50 and below 70 in the RSI. It's kind of a sweet spot when it comes to maintaining just a healthy level, right? So generally speaking, that's positive. I've also got a MACD here trying to diverge, but still hasn't yet. And as I mentioned before, try not to just buy into that until it diverges completely. There's no reason to believe that it will. Okay, so in this case here, generally speaking, we have more positive than negative on the daily, and the sentiment keeps continuing to change. Because if you recall from a couple of days ago, we had lower highs and lower lows. Okay, we were establishing lower highs, lower lows, retested this level here, this Fibonacci retracement level at about 26,900, and the price hasn't come back ever since. It's establishing higher highs now, right? And it's establishing effectively higher lows. So unless the price rejects here at about 29,000 again, there's a good chance we're going to see the price action continue higher here to push and break that resistance. Okay. So again, there's a decent chance that could occur, because once again, we also got to recognize that 28,000 is a support level here as well, because that was a previous resistance level, reaffirming itself as a potential support. So at this point, we can assume that 28,000 will be the low and that the next high should be 29,000. It would make sense for us to retest that level based on the momentum we have so far. So just keep that in mind. Careful with some of the short, signals, short trades essentially. I know I went a little short heavy yesterday, but we did technically hit all of our targets. We just didn't necessarily hit, our third, fourth, and fifth targets. So again, good and bad. You got to take the good and bad with it. But for lack of better terms, careful with the shorts right now, even though it seems prime for the taking. It would make sense for the price to kind of bounce off this level at 28,000 and continue upwards to maybe potentially retrace 29,000. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at there. Let's take a quick look at the cloud though and see if there's any confirming factors. First of all, there's no confirming factors here for a long position. Okay, so you just keep that in mind. Even though everything's looking fairly bullish, this tells us to wait for entry based on the simple fact that we are lagging spans free, not free and clear of the price action, right? It's kind of intersected within. When you start seeing that overlap, apologies here, so 1 second. When you start seeing that overlap, you can tell that the price action is essentially kind of going sideways, hitting that resistance zone, okay? So again, if we take a look at the cloud, we can identify here the conversion lines below the baseline. We've lost momentum. Lagging spans inside the price section, and then we're coming right into the cloud here itself. So be careful just taking a long position here and expecting a bounce, because it may not occur. It does look like it wants to kind of progress lower. Okay. So again, this is one of those kind of interesting places that we're in right now, where the price action is kind of responding to this knee-jerk reaction of this interesting, I hate to use the word manipulation, but it totally was, right? So yeah, again, just be careful. It's a lot of times best to kind of stay on the sidelines in situations like this to ensure that you don't get wrecked, because that is, I don't know, these are unique circumstances right now, and the market is very strange, and I don't truly love trading this kind of market. Okay. Now day trading, different story. I'm getting back into day trading here soon, and in fact, we are bringing day trading, of course, to the community for our signals. So just keep that in mind on the horizon. That is absolutely an option here soon. We're just making sure that the strategy is 100% effective before we provide it to our community. Okay, so another couple weeks and we'll be all set there. But in the meantime, I would say be patient. Try to not have too tight of stop losses on swing trades, because as you can see, this is exactly what happens. These candle wicks are pretty aggressive. So it's not like a swing trader's market right now. Okay, so just be cautious and careful in that sense, and I'll be shifting my dynamic a little bit more from swing trading to day trading here soon. Either way, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was informative and helpful. I look forward to working with you if you want to become a better trader. Again, cryptocash.tech is a site. Link down below if you want to register and become a better trader. Hope you have a great rest of the day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.